Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Rest Trials of VinTear for episode 41. Yeah, we have a few less people. People had a dip. But life happens, everyone. But we finished the fight with these meddled, constructed automatons and assassins, as well as the enhanced leader. You have one in tow right now, tied up. But during that whole exchange, we saw everything happen in the fight. Guys, go watch the fight. It was great. We saw an enraged diva, sort of wild and struck at Morse. We had Phoenix doing Phoenix things, going anywhere and anywhere you want to be. A very clever use of rope trick for Legati, and some really savage moments with Morse just smashing with a hammer these metal assassins. And of course, finally we got Titan or Arrow in the fray as they were gone last time. So that was great to see. And I think a first confirmation from Mask, at least just from what Arrow saw, is that there's a little bit more to Mask than assumed.
We're all a bunch of weirdos.
So much, yeah.
That really like played to Legati's fancy of changing things. Like, he couldn't found a better group.
I'm surprised you guys haven't changed your names to something like, the Transmorphers or something. I don't know.
I like the Reckoning only because we're a pain in the butt to the powers that be.
I think when we picked the name, a bunch of transformation type titles were there, but we're just like, nah.
They were really long, and we were like, that's a mouthful.
We should, and something that Amber, you mentioned, we should talk about what's happening.
Yeah, what the... I can't curse because there's a child present, but you can see me mouth the F word.
What? All right, so yes, you met Alpha, who is this wooden dictation machine. The sort of a wooden automaton. It's not meant for battle. It has some magic capabilities, but it's mainly meant for note-taking. It has its own little storage drive that's got hurt. What's your question?
You finally tied it back.
Yes.
We did our one shot as the Griffins that Nick got to be a part of. Titan too, but she's not here. And we've seen Jadrich meeting the pain in the ass, and I can't think of his name, at the dock of VinTear. And I was like, it finally came full circle.
I cannot think of his name either right now.
Pain in the...
Starts with a V.
Yeah.
No, that's a full red. It's in my notes, man. It's gonna kill me.
I'm in the mental capacity to remember, but it does start with a V, because I was like, when I saw your face, I'm like, is that the doctor? I'm like, no, that's not his name. So...
Jadrich is the one that originally poisoned Savannah.
Hold on, I'm going to my notes.
Volmir?
No.
I wrote down my best guess at spelling.
There's something Oro. Roll on. Damn. I think this is gonna bother me. Michael, you need to find it.
Well, all right, I'm looking for it. All right, I'm looking.
But I got a notebook there somewhere. I will
Hold
find
on.
You have to go back through how many years of notes?
I know.
Wait.
Oh God, no! I'm gonna find it first. Regardless, yes, there are mentions of Dr. Jadrich here. The funny thing is, I knew that this was going to be a problem ever since the Tri-Tip Mountains, when the three Griffins let Jadrich go. That was a long time ago. I knew that was going to be a problem down the road. I was like, okay, one of the big baddies, Vargo.
There you go.
One of the bad guys is leaving. I was like, great, he's going to be a problem in the next campaign.
We wanted to go after him. I think all three of us tried at one point or another.
Yeah, we all wanted to go after him, but something kept us. I don't remember, but I do remember.
Vera's magic didn't work, and then your guys couldn't find him because he was some cloaking, and really wanted to beat the hell out of him, but you gotta know where he is to beat the hell out of him.
The way that we've reflected, so initially you guys were like, we're gonna go after him, but then again, it was either fight Lily Underwood or it was fight him, and Lily was definitely the problem. Then moving beyond that, I think there has been in the first campaign that some divine magic, there was some like barrier that prevented divine magic from like divinity or
Evergrey.
There's a type of magic, for Evergrey's castle that prevented viewing, which was a creation by Dr. Jadrich. So he already has that capability of like, don't view me. You can't view me. I don't want to be viewed. So it was difficult for Vera, even at later levels, at level 20, to be like, where is he? he's got capabilities to stop it. And then we had this conversation about, well, there's at least an information network that Savannah has, but the problem is that he's not on Mosted, and he's on a place where you guys don't have really an HQ for the Raven's Kiss. So now it's like, now we gotta find him.
Well, they're working
I know,
on
I'm like, if Mask sent a little bit of information back to
But
Savannah,
now
I'm like,
that's where it connects, is that Mask has one of sort of the pre-parties to find a place to just set up an HQ. We've learned that.
I don't regret my decisions. I'm sorry, she had it coming.
Oh, for Lily?
Yeah,
No,
none of us regret that decision. We killed her twice. I killed her a third time.
But I wanted there to be... there was soft mentions from Volrig, especially because even Nick was a part of that one shot where like you guys had a conversation with him via his own kind of like hidden...
Fargo. You said Volred.
Fargo?
Fargo.
Sorry, Jaderich.
Volred is the guy
Volreg.
from this campaign.
Yeah. Regardless,
Movies.
Dr. Jaderich, you
The
talked
bag!
to him. You talked to him, and there was like I think even for Vera, you mentioned like...
That's what who she was gonna go after. Like her next thing was to go after.
I think, because you remembered Rhapsody. And you mentioned it, and he was like, I don't like that name, but yes, there is Rhapsody. So
It was one of the creators or something.
no, it's a location.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in this notebook.
Yeah.
That brain is in there.
It's location. Also, Phoenix doesn't know this.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, but Amber does, so she gave you the face.
But apparently, and we're now learning, is that Jaderich was not alone.
Yeah.
There is a think tank.
No. Which, I mean, at this point in the time frame, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, I had to think about it. I was like, why would Jaderich be so important at this point, especially if he had to go do his own thing? Well, he worked with Genesis and the Queen Evergrey for a very long time. He's got a good resume. He's got a lot of experience. He's no longer an underling. He's like, I'll just do this myself. He's me. I don't want to do this. I'm not working for you anymore. You're working for me. But yes, that was the biggest concern I heard. The moment I did that. Also, Scheindorfer was fun.
Oh, yeah. You were holding on to that for like 2 years, bro. So the long story behind that is, sorry, Dr. Scheindorfer. There's a real person called this. She was my old chiropractor. And when I told Mike what her name was, he was like, I'm going to use that as a villain in a campaign one day. And this was prior to this campaign.
Yeah, this was like the middle of the first campaign. She was like, oh, my doctor's called Dr. Scheindorfer. And I was like, Dr. Scheindorfer? That's a villain.
That's all. I was
That's
like,
a
you
good
did her
name.
dirty. She's like one of the sweetest ladies.
Yeah, Dr. Scheindorfer. What did I wrote?
No, she's like, her dad's from Hawaii, and then her mom or something. It can't be her dad,
German?
because the dad
Right?
is like German, and then I think the mom's from Hawaii.
Very German, Eastern European.
So
vibes
it's
to
just like
it.
a weird mix, because I remember I couldn't say her. I was like, what is your last name? You know, the one with
Sinein,
the also hard
Dr.
last
Scheindorfer.
name. And then she repeated it, and she was like, yeah, my parents are this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh, okay.
But no, this is not a woman. This is a guy,
A
Dr.
dude, yeah.
Scheindorfer. Maurice Scheindorfer. And what I wrote down was a brilliant mind in metallic constructs. So they are responsible for these automatons. When it comes to, and what we've seen this from Vargo, is that's definitely more in the in-house of Jaderich, where it's cybernetic, sort of these like arcano kind of like attachments to actual biological beings, which is what you also saw that was being used. Like the people who are walking around with the metallic mouths were definitely in that same camp. And then we learned from the gas was Dr. Annabella Volmir, who was the think tanks, or the tanks as it's referred to, resident alchemist.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
No, I double checked my notes about the white mask guys, and we also got a vial of purified gazing pool water from inside one of their mouths, which also makes it pretty clear it's going to be somewhere right close to the gazing pool is where they're putting these guys together in some fashion. So we're going the right direction. We go all the way there.
Yeah. So these guys are being very weird and sketchy, and they're attacking people on a DNA level, which is I thought was like, what's the most evil thing a villain can do? Everyone who has 2 feet, you all die.
Euphemism for something else, but definitely weird traits to
I
pull
mean, it
from.
didn't need to be like that, but I did think it was like, what's the most evil thing a science thing can do? And that was sort of my brain landed. I was like, that's pretty evil. That's a good villain.
In campaign 1, that's why they were so interested in Savannah, because she could resist it. Like Tabaxis could resist.
That was the whole thing about the Tabaxis could resist it. So
Which
Yeah.
I'll say still above table. Jadrich still hasn't figured that out. Jadrich is like, why is your Tabaxi system still able to process that? I think it
I feel
still
like
upsets him.
it's just like your adrenaline and like their way they're built.
Well, we kind of associated with the fact that there's the Tabaxi speed where you can like double your speed
You process
at any
stuff
point
faster.
you want, and it's like your metabolism kind of going at full speed. And I think he hasn't overcome it. He's like, I think I wanted to have the one thing where like Jadrich has no ability to overcome, and that is just what Savannah was. It was like, even through all of my prowess, I can't get over the freaking Tabaxi thing.
So what I'm hearing is Legati needs to be a cat again, and then
it's like he'll choose his race and then Tabaxi again. So
Get there.
Yeah.
Be a cat.
So then the question really begs, like, if Legati, because Legati so favors change, the innate concept of change in itself is you change from something that you're not. Like, it obviously Legati's like human, and then he becomes another species. He's obviously changed. But would Legati be the type to change to another form that he's taken in the past, or would he want to change into something every time?
Well, the thing is, it's the change that matters. It's the process of changing is the actual only truth. Being a single thing and appearing not to change is a delusion that we all share. So it's the changing that is important. The ultimate what he becomes is less so.
You're
I think
always
he
getting
does
older.
like the idea of experiencing different things, but it's the everything is aging, everything is eroding, everything is falling apart, everything is always changing under the surface anyway. That is what is real, and so whenever he can do that in a like more intense way, that's the cool part. That's the part that he likes.
So this is funny that this is being brought up.